Welcome to Country Kickback, where you'll hear the latest music from performers you already know and discover new music and artists from around the world. If you have an artist you'd like us to chat with, reach out to the team at countrykickback.com, or you can watch our live videos and more by following us on social media and YouTube. Here is your host, Danni Shaw, with the latest from Country Kickback.
Hello, we're back. Geez, my hair's a mess, isn't it, already? Hi, I know that we've been probably bombarding you this week with live messages of different shows that we've got coming up, but things have changed in the world of Facebook and YouTube. So we have got all of our shows in ahead of time to try and give you guys a chance to see them, because I know some of you are having issues with seeing all our posts, and it's just an algorithm thing. So it's a new way. Let me know though if you have any questions, send me a message and I can walk you all through it. Tonight we've got Tom Curtin joining us. He's going to have a chat for he's out on the road. He's going to have a chat to us about his new album. We'll welcome him into the room. Hello.
Oh, g'day Danny, how you going?
I'm good. We just caught you. You just made it.
Yeah, that's right. We just pulled in here to Cloncurry in Queensland. Just unloaded the horses and dogs, and yeah, it's good to catch up with you.
It is you too. So I know I was looking at your tour dates, and you started this week, just gone. So are you in Cloncurry for very long? How long are you stopping in between each place?
Yeah, no, I just pulled up here, so we'll head off early in the morning now, and I think it's Charters Towers tomorrow. And we'll try to get there a bit. I think it's Friday we've actually got to do the show, but it's good to rock up early and just do a bit of promo, let the animals chill for a bit, and then do Charters Towers Friday, Townsville Saturday night. Yeah.
Wow. Oh my gosh. I can't wait to see all the show dates and all the photos from it. People are popping in to say hi already. Jonathan's watching and he said to say hi.
Right, Jonathan.
Everybody that's watching, let us know where you are and have you heard Tom's latest music. Now, you've been, I think we had you on the show not that long ago. It doesn't feel like that long. But what have you been up to since we were talking to you? I know you obviously had been preparing an album ready to release. What have you been doing?
Yeah, we sort of run a bit of an outback show in Catherine, so we've just been flat out really with that all year. We do like sometimes 3 shows a day, just depending on what tour groups come through. So we do, it's a 2-hour show. We show how we start young horses under saddle for the first time, try to put a saddle on and sometimes try to ride them. We train a lot of working dogs. We do a bit of music as well and a few tricks here and there. So we also have a riding lesson and trail rides for horses and people coming through Catherine to go riding, and also have a farm therapy program where a lot of kids, Indigenous kids and special needs come through, and also help feed animals, ride horses, paint horses, anything like that as well. So it's been pretty hectic organising the tour for 6 months, the next 6 months, 70 shows. So it's and the new album as well. Try to get all that up and running. So it's been quite hectic.
You don't do a lot.
It's good to get out on the road and give it a crack.
Give yourself a rest. So when you do, you were saying about the, I really like that, interesting how you're saying about the special needs and things. Do you work with the NDIS? Is that something that people do through their funding, or is it just a tourist thing that they just come along to? Yeah, no, it's NDIS. We get a lot of special needs kids within the Catherine region that want to come through, and it's amazing to see the results between the kids and the horses. And there's a lot of autistic kids and so many different types that come through, and they help. Even with the dogs as well. It's just a hands-on. We just change the whole program up for them, so they just sort of get VIP treatment. Really, they can just do whatever they want, really, and walk and feed all the animals with us. And it's different to a show scenario, but the benefits we've seen with those kids, they just absolutely love it. It's really good for them. It's so lovely. And how do you find the animals? They would, when I've worked with in those situations, the animals have actually really, you can tell they really like it and they're really good and calm with them usually.
Oh yeah, they can sort of read the body posture also of the people. So the animals are very understanding, and it's just a great relationship. Even as a bystander, just watching, overlooking at just the connection between the horse realizes, that they just need a bit of a cuddle or just someone to pat or something like that. So it's a really cool partnership to check in with and have a look at.
Yeah, absolutely. There's lots of people popping in. Kaz is in the room. She says to say hi.
Good day, Kaz. Thanks for the review
Paula.
the other day too. Yeah.
Yes, Kaz's reviews are fantastic.
Hi, Paula.
Paula's in the room. Lots of people popping in. Everybody, let us know where you're watching from, and have you heard any of Tom's music? Now, your album, Nothing's Going to Stop Us. Did this title come as a result of COVID, or was it something written before or after? What was the?
Yeah, I was on tour actually, down on the Unidata track, and on the tour probably 2 years ago, and I met this old fella out there, and yeah, he said, it was just before COVID, and he said we've had droughts and floods and all this stuff out there remote. We're about to get smashed with COVID, but nothing's going to stop us, mate. We're still going to pull through this and keep on going. And I wrote that line down, and I write a lot of lines that inspire me. So I wrote that one down on my phone, and went back to the studio, and I said to Garth Porter, my producer there, and I said, look, here's a line of a song. And he had a line on top of a mountain. And so he said, well, I reckon, why don't you write a bit of a love song? Because you've never really written a love song. So why don't you have a crack at that, Yeah, and I sort of leave all that love stuff to other people. I sort of write all about other bush stories, but he said, no, let's just push it. Yeah. So that's right, relate to. So he said, no, let's just have a crack at it. So we combined those two lines and together, and we kept chipping away. And then I pictured my wife Annabelle up in Catherine. She loves music, and she loves, often we're so flat out, but we've got a bit of 5 acres of green lawn around. I love green lawns.
Wow.
So, as a kid, I always grew up in a drought. So one of the big attractions with Catherine was they had an underground aquifer there. So we've got a bit of water we could spray about, and I love the lawn. So the first few lines of the song is all about seeing her out on the lawn dancing when she hears her favourite song come on. So we went from there. We came up with the song, Nothing's Going to Stop Us.
I love hearing how people come up with ideas and how they start writing, because some people tell me they use the music as what comes to them first, and other people it's just a line or a lyric. Never at a convenient time. So,
it's really good.
Yeah, lovely. Yeah. Now, the album that you've got, Nothing's Going to Stop Us, is 10-track album, and your last album was after a very large break. So is this all recent things that you've been writing, or have you been writing the whole time that you've been off doing other things for this one?
No, it's just these. I sort of try to write 30 or 40 songs, and we pick the best 10. So I love on tour that I love. I'm in the horse truck, and I pull the caravan. This is a caravan here, so I'm often by myself in the horse truck, and then I just turn the radio off, and we've got big Ks to do, so I love it. I love zoning out, and I love writing songs. So I wrote one today actually coming over, but I haven't written all year because we've been so flat out that my head's all concentrating on horses and dogs and people, and so it's quite relaxing to be able to. One of the many joys is to get a bit of time to think and write.
Yeah, that's really good. Jules has popped in and said to say hi as well.
Jules
works so hard at Wild Heart, doesn't she? Absolutely amazing.
Absolutely.
And absolutely, she did. I couldn't do these shows without Jules. And Jonathan said he loves your hat.
Oh, cool, man! Thank you.
Now,
It's done a few months.
Well, you were just saying to me you were doing, sometimes 3 shows a day when you're at home. Is that where you would try these new songs out? Like you said, you write 40 and pick the best ones. Do you try them out on people before they're recorded?
Yeah, definitely. I record them on my phone, just a guitar and me singing, and I send them to there's about probably, I've got 4 other brothers and probably 3 other good mates. And so I send them to them because I know they're going to give me a really accurate assessment. And then I say, rank these songs from 1, out of 10. What do you reckon? And and I don't care if they say, mate, it's absolute hogwash. don't even worry about it. Then that's totally cool. So I do that, but also in the show, also try out. We've got to sing about 5 or 6 songs every show. So
Oh, wow,
I just put the songs up, and sometimes on the back of a horse, or sometimes just in the yard on foot singing a song, and you can sort of gauge how it goes over, if there's any connection at all with the people.
Yeah. I love that. That's great ground to practice and try it on. I was going to say, if you're singing in the shows, does that mean you're the only person that runs the shows? Like, now you're away, do you have people there doing that, or is it just you and Annabelle?
Yeah, no. So at the moment, we've shut the show down for the next 6 months. So we've got people there helping doing writing lessons still for the crew up there and locals and people coming through. But yeah, we just find it gets too hot. Tourism dies off a bit in Katherine.
Okay. Yeah.
It does get so humid and that. But no, I am building a team so that I can actually, the goal is next couple of years that I can get to more festivals with the music. I can build a team there in Katherine so they can, do the horses and the dogs and also sing live music. I love the live stuff, so we'll try to keep that cracking.
Absolutely, it's a great idea. And Beverly has popped in. She also loves your hat, so it's a very popular hat this month. Now, tell us about the album. Obviously, Nothing's Going to Stop Us is a great title and everything. But tell us about the songs on this album. Did you pick them because they fit in together? Was it a theme that you're going for? Or?
Not really. I just sort of tried to. I spoke to my producer Garth, and we sort of narrowed them down. We just wanted a broad cross section of songs.
Yes.
We wanted a few rocky ones, a few ballads. Always do a couple of funny or quirky ones just to show a bit of that sense of humour. And and there's some really good stories in there, that really hit home. And a lot of them are either my own personal experience or just from characters I've met touring around the country or come to our show in Katherine. So there's so many great stories, and I just try to, capture them and whack them into a song so that the rest of the country can hear them.
Yes, lovely. Well, we do love them, and you do so well. Look at your last album, how crazy that went. But yeah, have you got a favourite at the moment on the album?
Oh,
that's probably a really hard question. I like
to. I don't know. Like I do love. There's a song called "When the Rain Comes Down," and that was we were going to release it earlier in the year, and then it was just before it got sent out to all the stores and radio about to play it, and then the flood started happening at Lismore, and we felt really bad. So we recalled the song and said, no, don't play that song because it's a bit insensitive.
Right.
And then we're just about to release it the other day.
No.
A week before the Melbourne floods, and I said, no, we had to ring them up again. No, bring that song back. Don't play it because I just feel too bad putting a song about rain out about when it's all flooding. So, but I do really like, I do really like.
You like that song? Yeah. Keep that one for the drought, and hopefully it'll bring rain when we need it.
Exactly.
Trust that's just your luck to have that happen each time you're going to release it. Everybody at home is going to go, well, that's why we're wet. Tom was going to release a song. She said that you always do a good mix, something for everyone. Yeah, I agree, Kaz. And I'm always a bit of a fan of the ballads, so I love it when you mix, because I like the rocky songs, I like all the types, but I've always had that ballad. I think it's what I learnt first when I was growing up. That's what we used to hear a lot of at home. So I love that you can do that mix when you're out there doing it. What are you going to do? Are you doing film clips for any of these ones coming out? What are your plans for the album?
Yeah, I'd love to. The one at the moment, Heaven on Earth, is out. So we got a bit caught out because in Katherine there's not many film producers or anything. So this next one, and because we've been so flat out with work, the shows and on the road and everything, kids, it's been full on. But this next one, I'm meeting up with this weekend. We've got Chris Matthews coming in, and he helps me on the road. He's a great muso, great singer-songwriter in his own right, and he's very good at filming as well. So I haven't asked him yet, but he's going to film me singing a few songs. We're going to edit it up, hopefully get one of us on the road for Heaven on Earth. And and piece it all together for that one and see how we go for the next one. Because I think, I do love doing film clips. It's just because we're in a bit of a remote location, it's cost-wise, it's pretty hard to get people there.
It is, and I guess also there's not as many platforms that play them like they used to. We don't have CMC. There's a lot. I don't think people have as many platforms, and you just sort of got to put it out on YouTube, and you don't really get anything back in return of that, do you? But
yeah, but I still love doing it, and I know there's a lot of kids out there as well, and adults that love YouTube and love.
Great
they tell them the messages about they whack on YouTube and I listen to us singing there through all the video clips. So it's because I love writing the lyrics, but I want people to picture what I'm actually singing about.
Yes.
So if I can actually, put those scenes to the lyrics and really spell it out, even to a young kid, of what I'm singing about, they get a bit of more of a picture of my life out here. Yeah,
exactly. Do you find, because I know as you said, a lot of yours does come from personal experience, but do you find that people do take different things from your music, like what they think you're singing about can be something completely different? Or because I noticed that with some songs you think, oh, that's about this, and it's actually about something else, but you take different.
Yeah. I think a lot of my songs are pretty
descriptive, I guess.
Yeah, pretty descriptive, and they're really sort of spelling out what I'm talking about. But there's a few there that a few mates say, why are you using these words or lyrics that we don't quite understand? But it's sort of the lingo that people use out here,
Okay.
So I say, well, don't worry about it, because if they don't know what it is, they're going to research the word, or they're going to research that phrase and see what the heck I'm singing about.
Yes.
And that just makes me a little bit more unique. I don't want to use the same phrases or paraphrases or the words that just get used all the time to make a good song. I'd rather just use other words or phrases that haven't really been used that much, and people, oh, what's he talking about there? What's that mean? And it does actually make them, probably confused, but some do actually go and look it up. So
it's good. And I think because people do look at, I know people out there see you as an artist, but they think of you, they think of your whole, what you do as a whole with Catherine Outback Experience. They think of the Northern Territory. They think of all these different things that are different to a lot of people that get to live. So I think that's part of your uniqueness, really. Kaz has also popped. She said that she maybe because I'm a farm girl, but your ones are easy to envision. I think that's the thing. Very descriptive, and also having heard your music from the very beginning as well helps, I think, for people.
Yeah, and also when I first began to write, I used to write songs around the campfire to the 10 other blokes, that I was working with, mustering cattle every day, and if they didn't get the songs or understand them, then it wasn't a very good song. And so even now, I suppose I write a song and I picture that I'm singing to those blokes, and I'm going, well, these guys still get what I'm singing about? Because if they don't, it's not going to hit that wavelength. So that's another little thing I just store away in the back of my head, and people off farms and things like that, they go, oh, I've heard of this, I've heard of that, and it sort of gradually makes a bit of sense out there.
Yeah, it definitely does, and it spreads the word of what it's like in the outback, and people actually want to go and have a look. They want to go and see it when they hear that sort of thing too, which is wonderful. You were talking about you like to do the comedy songs on your album as well. Do you find that that's a difficult thing to write, or are they your more natural way? Because you have some really good songs that are quite funny.
Yeah, I do love writing funny ones. And I've got to be careful that I don't do too many funny ones. Otherwise, you get sort of pigeonholed into a bit more of a comedy act, Yeah. And so we are a bit of a comedy act anyway. But I think the other big reason is a lot of these communities I go to, we do 60, 70 shows every year just on tour. And a lot of the communities we go to are very remote, and we try to go out of our way to these communities that don't get much action or music or live entertainment. And a lot of these people haven't caught up with other mates for months. They've just been slaving away out there working, and mental health is a massive thing, as we've learned over the years touring. And so the whole concept behind this touring idea is a lot of people can't get to Catherine to see our show, and we could easily stay up there and chill out and I train a few horses over the wet season, but we've just found that so many people come out of the woodwork when we go into these communities, and they all come in, and there's a whole demographic that there's some up dancing, there's some catching up the back, while we're singing and things like that. There's others just chilling out and enjoying the whole scenario. But and I think if I can add a few funny stories, because when you come catching up, you don't want to talk about work. You want to just have fun and talk about some fun stuff to get your head going, So I thought, man, if we can just add a couple of fun ones here and there, we'll be able to, make the crowd laugh, engage them more. We can whack in a few serious ones. And, I just pretend that I was like my old maths teacher doing fractions all the time. I just zone out, But if I talk something funny or something interesting, we'd engage them and get the whole crowd. So that's the whole philosophy behind it. And for some reason, kids just love it. They get up and they love dancing. So we just try to engage them as we go so the parents can chill out and catch up with their mate rather than worrying about where the kids are running around. So I try to control the kids like the dogs, and sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't.
No, I think it's wonderful. I love that you do such a big mix. And I'll never forget the very first time I saw you play down here when you were in Hobart and you started playing some of the comedy songs. That would have been your first album back then. I think it would have been. And the reaction of people when you started doing those songs, it really got the room moving, and the smiles on the faces. It was just lovely. And then people were like, that was so good. How does he think of these things? And I think it's something that people do like to have, and it's quite a unique thing as well, because there's not a lot of people that do that side to it.
That's cool.
Now, you are on the road for 6 months. You are heading to most of the East Coast, aren't you? Where can people sort of find where your shows are and get tickets ahead of time?
Yeah, if you just jump onto my website, tomcurtin.com.au, and all the dates and times, venues should be all there, tickets are there, the new CD's there if you want to grab it. I can sign it and we mail it out on the road as we go. And and there's still a few more shows being added also around the traps. So apparently I'm not working hard enough, so my wife gets these. No, she's not here. But no, it should be a lot of fun. Yeah,
it will be fun. And now I did have a chat before. We know you're heading to Tamworth and you've got a couple of shows there. So if Tom doesn't have on the list of places near you, you can catch it if you're going to head to Tamworth or a few different festivals like that. So make sure you have a look, because there's most likely one near where you'll be at some point. And Kaz has said to get the CD, folks. It is awesome.
Oh, thank you.
Can people still get all your albums on your website?
Yeah, I've still got all the albums, and even on the road, we've got all the albums here. They've got all the stories behind all the songs. So, we do often sign CDs and send them out to a lot of people all over the place. So that's no worries at all.
Fantastic. Well, I know that I've kept you and you've still got animals to sort, but thank you so much for taking the time to chat to us today. And I know we are definitely going to make sure that I catch up with you on the road at least 1 or 2 stops over this tour. But good luck for 6 months. It's going to be great fun.
Yeah, no worries at all. Thanks so much for having us. And thanks so much for all the support out there. I really appreciate all the help. Love it.
Absolutely. When we're finished here, head over to Tom's website and have a look at the new album, and make sure you can order that and some tickets while you're there. Well, thank you, Tom. I'll see you again very soon.
No worries, Danny. Thanks so much for having us. Cheers, eh?
See you later.